Hello and welcome to how I play my level 90 Mage. So we're going to jump into this, but first I want to mention that if you want to see how I do these characters in a gameplay situation, the Hobbs and Friends series, all these characters are in it, and that's the best way to see them. At the end I'll do some parsing against the combat dummy and stuff like that, so we can kind of see that, but we're going to go over spells, we're going to talk about my rotation and all that, and any other hot buttons and stuff going here, and then we'll talk about gear and anything else that comes up. So first up, the first spell is Twin Cast. Now, this is a level 85 spell. I believe it's from either Seeds of Destruction or it's from Underfoot. It is not a spell from House of Thule, which is the current expansion I'm in. With these guys and the level range I'm at. So I do not have the rank 2 or rank 3. At 125, we'll go back. We'll do the rank 3 raid. So the raid that you need to do that. We'll do that as a group, and we'll show that. But for now, all it does is twin cast your next damage spell. So just keep that in mind. Next spell is Ruinous Servant. So this is a swarm pet. This is probably my most important spell. I'm going to say it's the most important one because it does a lot of damage. It just summons a swarm pet to attack for however long. Then we have Clash of the Many, which is a spell dependent on a number of factors, and one of which is the number of pets currently attacking the current target. Now, as a mage, we have one pet. With the swarm pet, we get another one. With host of elements, we get another one. So we get a few pets right now. I run 2 mages, a beast lord, a shadow knight, a shaman, and a bard. Now I can easily hit 7 or more active pets hitting a target with everybody going. But with only one character, it's usually like in the 2 to 3, right? So the damage is significant, right? So 1 pet, it's 2,800 damage. 7, it's 21,000. So you can see how much damage this scales. Near instant cast, almost no mana. Fantastic spell. Then I have Fickle Flare, which strikes your target, focus elemental fire, causing 6,100 damage. And then there is a chance that your next spell will do extra damage or do less damage. It's kind of a gambling. I kind of like it. It's fun. Then we have Spear of Magma, which is just a single target, 14,000 nuke, 1.7 second cast with my current gear, and 1,600 mana. So it's relatively free. I currently have 66,000 mana, so keep that in mind. I like to run the air pet because I have pet taunt on all my pets. I do also like the stun. Now, water is more damage, earth is tankier, but what I use these for is I like them to take a round here and there off my Shadow Knight, because they can't hold aggro like permanently, right? My Shadow Knight is generating so much aggro, there's no way they can barely get over for that. The only time they get it is when they taunt, right? They taunt, they get around. They taunt, they get around, right? So it's more or less a damage mitigation method, and then the stuns are something to provide a little bit more damage mitigation, plus interrupt any spells that are being cast. Then we have Voracious Flames, which is a tank buff. Just puts a buff on the tank to do more damage. I believe it's 10 strikes of melee damage will do extreme damage shield. Then we have Blazing Skin, which is another, what is this? This one causes damage. I think this is a short duration, high damage shield, if I can remember correctly. And then we have Greater Potential. So this is our, or Gather Potential. This is like a Harvest, the wizard line. It just gives us mana back. It's a 12-second cast time, so it's a long time. Then we have Mass Spectral Transvergence, which is a mod rod. I like to have mod rods. I have 2 of them here, and I have 2 of them in my thing, because that's 6 charges of mana rod to keep my mana up as high as possible. And then I have Call a Hero, because I am lazy, and I like to move all my characters around just using Call a Hero. Then we have Spectral Symbiosis, which is it's like a pet cannibalize, but it gives me mana back. And it's a 17-minute duration, so it's not a long-term spell. Other spells, like these are my everyday carries. These are what I do. This is my go-to spells, right? But I do also keep the pet aura up, Arcane Distillect. So I don't think it wore off from sitting here AFK. So this is something you keep on the pet at all times. If we can get it to cast, there we go. Boost the pet's damage by 15%. Now, this is a unique spell because this goes to all the pets. Not just my pet, all the pets that are near my pet get 15% extra damage. So it's pretty nice. Then we have our current level damage shield. This is the group Dreamfire spell. Just extra damage on whoever's getting hit. It lands on the pets, so when that one round they pull off aggro, they get hit too. Ice Ward Flame is another pet buff that I like to cast. Let me see if it's on here at the moment. There it is. Cloaks your pet in Ice Flame Ward. This enhancement will damage any creature that strikes your pet. Grant your pet a chance to damage enemies in melee with an Ice Flame Crash. This crash will reflect Prismatic Ward, protecting your pet from 2 damaging strikes. So if you think about this, he taunts, the creature hits him, they take damage, and then he has a chance to get a damage shield, an absorption. It's how could I say no to that? I mean, it's just nice. And then we get Burnout 9, which is our current Burnout. Like, I wish they would just call them, like, instead of giving them, ranks like that, just call it Burnout, and then have these ranks instead of spell ranks, just like the difficulty, because it's just kind of funny, the same spell. But you can see here, this increases the pet damage, attack speed, attack rating, armor class, and strength. Definitely want to have that on your pet at all times. Alright, so that's all the spells that I generally cast. I don't really go outside of that at all. Unless I need to. Now, like, there's some, like, summon trinkets and stuff like that, like summon swords and stuff. I don't do it. It's just not, I can't be bothered. The pet has, like, we summon the mage pet. He comes pre-equipped with, like, a bunch of junk. So it's, like, no need to even do anything. The only thing I would give him would be weapons. You can see here, he's got that. Does he have the, I don't think he has the face, right? No, he has it. 23% haste. I don't have to do anything. These are all when I summoned him. The only thing I would do is give him weapons. It's too, like, I get conflicting information. Some people say that giving a pet weapons is a DPS loss. Some say it doesn't matter in group content, only in raid content. I don't know. I can't. I'm too lazy to do it, especially on 2 mages. A Beast Lord, a Shadow Knight, and a Shaman. Like, it's a lot of extra effort until we get the bags that I can give them, and then, like, when I can summon the bag and send it to the character, whatever level that spell is, when I get that, then I'll start doing, weapons and stuff, so I can just create, like, 5 bags, give them to each of my characters without having to, like, open a trade window and all that nonsense, or open a trade window with their pet, or try to find their pet. It's just, it's a lot of hassle right now, but once it gets easier and I can give the bag to other people like that, it'll be more, I'll be more inclined, if you will, to give them weapons. And I'll probably give them, like, whatever has the highest proc, just to see. Maybe do some DPS testing to see when we get there, but I don't know. I don't think it matters. See here. So, rotation-wise, like, all my hotbar buttons are the same. I don't think these are... I haven't updated the burn buttons for these, for the mage yet. We're still missing a few AA, and it just really doesn't matter too much. at this point in time. So I can see it. I'm missing like one. Oh, we have some of them, but we don't have them all. But my rotation is pretty simple, right? X target 19, target the whatever the tank is targeting, right? Pet swarm, pet attack. All the pets start attacking whatever that target is. Use item large modulation shard. Use item rod of spectral transversion. That's my 2 mod rods for current level. And then it goes into the rotation here. So host developments is the first thing up. Swarm pets. What is this? 3 level 87 pets. Twin cast. So the next damaging spells will be twin casted, not ruinous servant. Keep that in mind. Clash of Many, Fickle Flare, and Spear. So those will all get cast. Now, they will get twin casted when it's up. They won't get twin casted when it's not, but it's a significant amount of damage. And then we have Force of Element, which is just a 2700 nuke with a near instant cast time. Companion's Shielding, so this just makes our pet a little bit tankier. I'm thinking about taking that out. It's kind of a DPS loss by stopping to cast that. In fact, let's just take it out right now. Just drop it right there. We have Servant Row. I like this, even though it's probably not useful. What it does is it taunts things, and it's just a... No, this is not the taunt one. The next one's the taunt one. Never mind. This one just nukes for 6,000 damage. It's pretty nice. It's giant fire elemental. It's pretty cool. Companion of Necessity, on the other hand, is the one that taunts. It does an area taunt, and it's kind of nice, right? So if you're pulling like I am, and you're pulling, you know, multiple mobs, having something like this go out there kind of prevents, you know, some mishaps, right? I'm all about mitigating the mishaps that could possibly happen. You know, pulling like 3 or 4, 5, 10, you know, mobs, right? It gets more and more complex, and the heals start to matter, and, you know, somebody pulling aggro is just not a good thing, right? So having these random pets pull aggro and hold the aggro until the Shadow Knight can do an AoE taunt or something like that is very beneficial. Then we have Turned Summoned. This is just a summoned nuke for summoned creatures, but it does nothing. It's not even a DPS loss as far as I can tell when it's in the multi-bind. So if we just happen to fight a summoned creature, it'll, you know, activate 4,000 damage and a possible chance to do 32,000 damage. And then finally we have Gather Potential. One of the issues I've had on at least my 125 mages is mana. And so putting Gather Potential in my rotation, since I don't really look at these characters at all, I'm hitting the 5 button. They're doing their thing, and I don't really look at them. I play from the Shadow Knight. These guys, they're all driven by the 5 key. So everything they do requires me to push a button, and if I have to go over here to click something, it's, you know, it's taking time for me doing other things. So having all these things in the rotation makes it easier for me. If you're not doing, you know, multi-bind with the mage, you're just playing it, you're not going to do some of this stuff. You're going to probably summon, like there's an orb you can summon and you click and it does damage. You can probably do all that kind of stuff. Doing that, you know, from a multi-boxing standpoint is just overly complex. You have to have automation software that actually does all that stuff for you to actually make any kind of a use out of that. But there's no automation here. Everything is very planned out and deliberate about how it goes. So that is the rotation, and then we got some hotbars up here. I'm gonna skip talking about these burn buttons. The burns are up here because I'm gonna talk about them in the 95 video when we get this final ability here. So as I already spoke about all the spells, Call a Hero is pretty standard. These are all pet things, so Companion's Aegis, Companion's Shielding, just basic pet buffs. Host and a Shield. This character has a familiar. I can click the familiar, shrink the pet kind of thing. Elemental Form. You want to make sure you always have Elemental Form up, which I believe it is the current rank. Yeah, 12. So always have that. I mean, we're turned into a fire elemental now, which is not bad, right? I mean, it gets some stuff there. What is this? Blazing Skin. We have a Unity spell, which is pretty nice, right? It casts all our basic spells, so you want to keep that on at all times. Now, I believe one of the spells... let's see here. Chaotic Blessings, 11 minutes. So you're going to want to recast, you know, about every 11 minutes, pretty much. And some of these are just waste of spell slots from clicking gear. I just noticed it. It's driving me insane. There we go. So you want to keep that up, you know, every 11 minutes or so. With that, it also gives bodyguard and stuff like that. So if you get attacked, an earth elemental spawns to fight back, right? Pretty simple. Let's talk about gear, and then we'll go to a parse. So the most important thing, I think, for the mage is the earring, and specifically the enhanced minion earring. I have an enhanced minion, what is that, 8? So that's the best I can get right now on this character. And you're going to want whatever you can get. That's the most important thing. It makes your pet stronger. My pet is currently level 87. So I don't know what it is. This is a level 86 spell. So I don't think it's really giving me too much benefit there. But you're going to want the best one you can get. Anything extra helps. Gear-wise, I have House of Thule gear, so you're going to want to get this. This gear is probably the best you can get at level 90. TBM gear is better, but it's so tedious to take out 2 Augs per set every 5 levels that I don't bother with it. You might want to, I don't. You're going to want a 2-hander with a weapon proc that does damage. I'm currently using Umbrage. So it procs for 750, and then it has a chance to return mana, and then the Aug here has a chance for some corruption, I believe. Yeah. So more damage. More damage, more damage, more damage, and extra mana. So pretty nice. But other than that, like the most important things is the arms for the extra flame damage, the head for the magic damage if you're using a magic-based nuke. I'm not. And I think there was another focus that was useful too. Cast time, yeah, the standard stuff. So, all right, so let's do a mini, just not a burn, but a test of the rotation. So the only key I'm going to be pressing is 5. That's it. I'm going to do it for about 90 seconds, and we're just going to click through here and start doing this, right? Now you can see I have 3 pets. It looks like 4 pets, 5 pets. Fickle Flame. Now you see right there, it's gone. So Fickle Flame gives you that buff, which gives you Flames of Power, which gives you extra damage on your next nuke after that. So for me, I believe that was Spear. I can't remember what it actually was. Let's go to spell damage here. You can kind of see how some of the damage we're getting here. We're getting 10,000 crits. Twin casting that for another 10,000, 32,000 crit. Gather potential. Now, gather potential in this situation here is kind of a, you know, a loss on my stuff, but the way I play, it works for me. And you probably would take that out if you weren't doing it like this. 72k crit. Let's see here, 11,000 crit. You know, getting some nice damage out of this. If we look at other melee here, you can barely see it. It's so much junk flying by. We'll look at the parse here in just a second, showing all the breakdown here. I'm just waiting for a few more seconds. See, 32k, 32k, 26k. It's like insane damage, I feel. We'll compare against my Beast Lord, we'll compare against my Bard, and we'll compare against my Shadow Knight. Now this is, keep in mind, 1 mage, 2 mages is more damage because they're going to get more closer to that 7 pets, so they're going to get higher of the mini damage, right? And no one else is attacking, and the bard is not singing, so keep that in mind. All right, that should be good enough for this. Let's go ahead and back you off. All right, so combat dummy Beza. Let's see, DPS summary. Let's close some of these things real quick. All right, so you can see here, Nomagard. Let me fix my pet leader. Should fix that. All right, so now everything's attributed to me. So in 137 seconds, 2.4 million damage. 1.2 of that came from my swarm pet. I did not expect that. 700,000 damage from me and 400,000 damage from my air pet. If we click on this and we go DPS breakdown magician, and then we can kind of bring these out and kind of see how this like actually fit out, right? We'll start here with Nomagard. So this is from the mage himself. So spear is about 43% of my direct damage. Got a few, 340,000 there. Fickle fire, 337,000. I don't see of the many. I'm not 100% sure what I did wrong there, but I don't see it. Could be a reason why we didn't have so much damage. Let me see here. Is it not Clash of the Mini? It's right there. Let me see if it's actually casting. There it is, Clash of the Mini. I'm not seeing the damage. Alright, so I don't know what's going on there, but it's clearly doing something, so we'll just go. I think that might represent why he's losing some damage there. It looks like it cast. I don't know. But you can see here, like, the swarm pets are a significant amount of damage for the mage. And then we look here, like, the mage, or the shaman proc, not too much. The bard proc is quite significant. The melee, not so much right now, but I think once we turn everything on and do everybody, it'd be a little bit crazier. And you can see here, Ice Flame actually procced once for a crit. So that's pretty nice too. So now we could get more damage out of the mage if we meleeed. I typically don't melee with the casters or anybody, just because I'm lazy, but we'd be able to get more damage out of him doing that because he would get swings, which would allow him to get more procs. But, it is what it is there. But you can see it's a significant amount of damage. How much total was that? DPS summary, 18,000 DPS. Now, if we go back and compare to my Beast Lord, my Beast Lord is doing 21,000. She did 2.8 million in 137 seconds. And we go back a little bit further, I think, to my Bard. Where's she at? There we go, my Bard. In 201 seconds, she did 2.6 million, 12,000 DPS. And then a little bit further back, where is it here? This one? No, not that one. This one? There we go, Hobbs right here. My Shadow Knight did 94 seconds, 15,000 DPS. So as you can kind of see, like, it's 18,000 DPS. I think once they all get going at once in a group, the numbers will be pretty significant when it comes to some of this. So stop, back off. All right. So that's, my rotation. I don't know why that spell's not showing. I don't know if it shows like in a different area or something. Here, let me see. I want to figure that out real quick. Because of the many is a significant amount of damage, right? Didn't show there. Oh, it resisted. Is it like resisting every time? No, it landed that time. I don't see it. I don't see any damage. I don't know. Maybe it's just like target dummy is not doing something. We'll take a look at that when we do we'll do a group parse together against combat dummies and then against some real stuff. But that is how I play my level 90 mage. Not much to it. I do both both of my mages the exact same. I copy the UI from one to the other, and they have the exact same spells. It works out pretty well for me, but your mileage may vary. You might know a better way to do it, but but thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.